right? All you need is love, but with all due respect, they had it wrong. Sometimes love isn't enough.
When they wrote that song, they were young, they were successful. They didn't
had it
have
all going for them.
They didn't have any challenging relationships. I'm guessing, well, Studio 5 relationship coach Matt Townsend is here. Between the three of us, we probably had more challenging everything than they ever had at that point.
Beatles, they had it easy.
Yeah. They thought that's all you needed was love.
I started dying tragically.
Way to put a damper in the
But that's what people think is it's love, huh? They think all you need is love. But that's not true, you know? Sometimes you need a hip. You know what I mean? You can't just love through a hip. Or sometimes you need somebody to just be patient. And my wife and I, we've spent so much time lately together. It is so cool. And what we're finding out is we used to be, we just drove to St. George, and for the entire drive, we read letters that we wrote to each other when I was on my mission.
Oh.
Holy cow!
Was
and you
it
know what we
so
kept
fun?
saying? Yes, you know what we kept saying? We kept saying, oh my gosh, we were so in love with each other. We were so in love with each other.
And now we're in this cramped car for 6 hours on the way to St. George.
Honestly, then we said, look, gosh, what happened? What happened to us?
Yeah.
So what we found out is, but I find out we're still in love, we just don't see it like that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We've evolved. So I teach that there's 4 different things we need other than love. They're great, but usually around each one of these there's a complaint. So tell me if you've heard of any of these complaints, okay? First one, we hardly do anything fun anymore. We hardly do anything fun anymore in our life. Our life is just so boring.
Our life is kids and diapers and responsibilities.
So should love just get rid of that?
No, unfortunately, love doesn't get rid of that. You can love all you want, and you still can have a boring life.
Guess what you need? You need friendship. Research shows it's not enough to just be in love, especially it depends on what kind of love you're talking about, because the chemical love will fade, but what you need is friendship. The research tells us that when we are friends with our partner, now what's hard is what Marty and I are finding out is we used to be such good friends. We'd play tennis all the time. We do all of these things together, and ever since we've had kids and a job and a career and a house and all these things, the friendship kind of goes away because we don't keep working on the friendship. You need to have a friend. That's the great. Now watch this. Friends aren't just about feelings. Have you ever just sat around with friends and it doesn't matter what you're doing as long as you're just together? That's friendship. We don't need to be entertained. We don't need to have it fun. We just need a friend that's always there.
It's not about the big glamorous dates we're seeing on The Bachelor. It's about that solid friendship base.
How many Bachelor things actually work?
Right.
Very few. Right.
Even like last night watching the Grammys, you see all these, you know, these big stars who've had whirlwind relationships that then fall apart. Taylor Swift and other people like that.
You'll see it's about 2 years, 2 to 3 years, and then that chemical love the Beatles were talking about seems to fade. And then John Lennon had a song for Yoko Ono that said, "Grow old with me." Growing old together is really the way we love, and the way to do it is you got to have somebody you actually care about.
Okay, next common complaint. When is it my turn? When am I going to start having my needs met in this relationship? You hear that a lot?
Sick of that. When is it my turn? So the next thing we need, other than just love, is selflessness. I was just in St. George, and I had this. I just gave they gave awards for the marriage week, and there was a couple that's 80-something years old, been married 68 years, and I asked them, what is the key to success for 68 years? Interesting answer. She said, well, you just need to know when to shut up. And he said, and you need to just know how to love them their way and just love them. Just give them whatever they want, serve them, care for them, and this little cute little couple. Okay, and what they're explaining to us is this idea that it's not about you. Sometimes it's not about what you feel you need to say right now. Sometimes it's better that you don't say some things. That, and we'll talk about, is character. But also, the other half of this is sometimes you just need to be willing to lose yourself in the service of another. Wouldn't that be great? Selflessness. Now, here's a homework assignment. Okay? I want you to think and ask yourself every single day out in viewerland, what's one thing I can do this week to love my partner her way? What's one thing I can do today to love my partner her way? Homework assignment, ask it every single day and deliver it every day.
Well, I thought we're once a week, now it's every day?
Yeah, I just changed it. I want it daily. It's daily. Yeah, every day I want you to have a selfless act where I'm going to ask of one thing, not a big thing, little thing, and you're going to deliver it every day. Got it?
Good assignment.
Third one, and check this one out. Tell me if you've ever heard this one. I know you don't have this problem, but being in love with somebody should not be this much work.
No.
Real love should be easier, right? Like real child labor. Nothing.
What's the solution to that?
The real solution to that is hard work. Relationships take hard work, okay? You've got to learn to work with each other, and you can't assume it's easy. If you want to love, if you want a doctorate in love, you're going to have to earn it. There's no free love, okay? Free love gets you a really shallow relationship. And so if all you wanted to ride was the chemistry that gets you shallow love, ride it. Eventually, if you want to go into deep love, you have to do some deep service, some deep apologies, some deep forgiveness, some deep loss of self. Make sense?
Yes.
Do we have a homework assignment on this one too?
This one is very simple. I want you to start setting some goals, and like the goal we were talking about earlier, and I want you to start trying to actually map how hard today have I worked for my love. Everyone thinks it should be easy like the first 3 years, but my drive with my wife was the greatest thing ever, and all we did was talk about what used to work. And it was fun, and all of a sudden, but that's something we don't normally do. Normally we just turn on the radio, she's on her Facebook, and I'm driving on the edge of the road, making that weird vibrating noise.
What about the couple who's maybe in the more mature stages of their relationship and they're saying, I just don't feel it anymore? I mean, I know it's not just love, but I don't feel that at all.
So what is it? It's a feeling. And one of the things that happens to us is if we think love is a feeling instead of a state of being, you can't just expect something to be a feeling the rest of your life. So the solution to this complaint is character. Character understands the idea that your life is not about feelings. It's not the sum total of feelings for your life. It's the sum total of being. What are you being in your marriage? What is the character? So character is more about making a decision to stick to something long after the emotion of the decision has passed. Character is when you still put your head down, and when your wife, we had the fight over a topiary, okay? A lot of men don't even know what a topiary is.
I'm impressed.
But I do, because I looked it up. And it's 3 balls, just like this. In fact. Oh boy, jeez.
You mentioned the topiary broke in this story.
We did break our topiary, and it had 3 balls, and the top ball broke.
Okay.
And my wife and I had a fight over the balls, and because I wanted to throw it out, get rid of that bad boy, and she wanted to fix the topiary.
Yes.
And I'm like, let it go, let it go. Anyway, long and short of it is, we talked it over. I realized this was just something I was fighting with her over. It was no big deal. This was literally this weekend.
Okay.
And instead, we decided to come to a new solution. And I didn't give you the picture, but it's out there. But it's a picture. What we did is we just she didn't know I did this, and I'm not sure she was as impressed as I was. But I put a wiffle ball, a yellow wiffle ball, on the top stick of our topiary.
And fixed it?
And now it's in our living room, and we're keeping it.
Oh.
But you know what it was? It wasn't about the topiary. Your marriage is never about the things you fight about.
Right.
It's never about the money, the sex, the kids. It's never about that. It's about, do you have the character to lose yourself? And when you lose yourself in the service of another, guess what? You'll find yourself. And when you find yourself, we call that love. And that's the love that lasts.
Good stuff.
So maybe it is all you really need is love. You just have to get to that.
That's all you need is love.
And you have a big Valentine's date night coming up. This is life-changing, you promise.
This is honestly the biggest event I've ever done. It's at Murray High School this Valentine's Day, February 14th, 7 p.m. There's going to be about 1,000 to 1,100 people there. Wow. We are literally, we only have seats probably for probably 100 couples left. And it's huge. Hillary Weeks is singing. We're going to laugh, we'll cry, bring Kleenex, and I'm pretty sure you're going to get lucky.
Okay. And that's all with your $50 purchase. Our stage manager requesting you not touch the props again.
I know, that was a bad idea.
Thank you so much. Good stuff. Good stuff.